Welcome to the presentation of Group 8. Understand the significance of internal control mechanism for cooperatives.
Internal control refers to the organizational plan and coordinate methods that safeguard assets, ensure accurate accounting data, promote operational efficiency, and enforce adherence to managerial policies within a business. Internal control refers to the policies, procedure, and processes implemented by the board of directors, management, and personnel to safeguard assets, manage risk, improve operational efficiency, and provide independent oversight of the organization activities. Internal audit provides an objective and independent review of an entity activity, monitoring and evaluating the effectiveness of internal controls, which are the responsibility of management. Purpose of internal control. Number one, ensure that the business of the co-op is conducted in a prudent manner in accordance with policies and strategies established by the board of directors. This means ensure the cooperatives operation are managed responsibility and wisely follow the policies and strategies set by the board of directors to achieve its goals and protect its interests. Number two, that transactions are only entered into the appropriate authority. This means that financial transactions or decisions are only made with proper permission or approval from authorized personnel ensure accountability, transparency, and control within the organizations. Number three, that assets are safeguarded and liabilities controlled. This means protecting the organization values, resources from loss, theft, or damage while also managing its debt and obligation in a responsible and sustainable way to ensure financial stability and security. Number four, accounting and other records provide complete, accurate, and timely information to support informed decision making. This means having reliable, up-to-date, and precise financial record and reports that capture all transactions and events, providing a clear and transparent picture of the organization financial situation to support informed decision making. Number five, that management is able to identify assets, manage, and control the risk of the business. This means management can spot potential threats or opportunity, evaluate their impact, develop strategy to mitigate or capitalize on them, and take action to minimize harm or maximize benefit, ultimately protecting and advancing the organization's interests.
Primary areas of internal controls. First, organizational structures, definition of duties and responsibilities, discretionary limits for loans, approval and decision-making procedures. This is the clear definition of duties, responsibilities, and decision-making procedures help prevent confusion and overlapping work. For example, a cooperative might establish a clear loan approval process where loan officers have specific discretionary limits for approving loans. This ensures that loans are approved consistently and within established limits. Second, accounting procedures, reconciliation of account, control lists, periodic trial balances, and etc. This is robust accounting practices such as reconciliation and trial balances ensure accurate financial reporting. For example, a cooperative might perform monthly bank reconciliation to detect any discrepancies or errors, ensuring that their financial records match the bank records. Third, the four eyes principle. segregation of various functions, cross-checking, control of assets, double signatures, and etc. This is the segregation of duties in dual control prevent errors and irregularities. For example, a cooperative might require two signatures on checks above a certain amount, ensuring that large payments are authorized and verified by multiple people. Last, physical control over assets and investments. This is the measures to safeguard and protect physical asset and investment prevent loss or theft. For example, a cooperative might store important documents such as property deeds and investment certificates in a secure, fire-proof safe with access limited to authorized personnel. Overall, by implementing these internal controls, cooperative can maintain good governance, reduce risk, and achieve long-term sustainability.
Internal audit. What is it? A systematic and independent review of the operation and controls of the organization. Like, the internal audit is like a checkup for a company. It is a systematic and independent review of how the company operates and manages its resources. Systematic. The work is done according to the pre-designed plans and program. It means audit follows a clear plan and uses established procedures. Second, independent. Independent, the work is done independent of management. It means the auditors are separate from the company's management. This ensures an unbiased assessment. Auditor independence reports directly to the board of directors. The auditor is accountable to the board, not company management. This ensures their findings are objective and free from influence. Second, maintains appropriate communication with the general manager or CEO. Often communication keeps the general manager informed of progress and potential issues. It is also allows for clarification and efficient problem solving. Third, manages the budget and schedule for the department. The auditor controls the resource and timeline. This promotes efficiency and allows them to dedicate the necessary time to their tasks. Fourth, works in a separate and secure space. A dedicated workspace ensures confidentiality and protects sensitive information. This also helps maintain the auditor's independence. The last is the direct access to information. The auditor needs unrestricted access to relevant information to perform a thorough audit. This is crucial for a comprehensive and unbiased assessment. Components of internal control. Control environment. This sets the tone at the top, establishing ethics and values that influence how the company operates. A strong control environment helps prevent problems before they arise. Risk assessment. The company identifies potential problems that could affect its operations and finance. This allows for proactive measures to mitigate this risk. Control activities. These are the specific policies and procedures put in place to manage risk. Examples include authorization, reconciliation, and segregation of duties. Accounting information and communication system. It is accurate and reliable information is really important. A good system ensures data is properly recorded, processed, and shared. Self-assessment or monitoring. The company regularly reviews its internal controls to identify weaknesses. This allows for continuous improvement and adaptation of controls to changing circumstances.
Evaluating risk assessment process. Risk assessment is the process of identifying and analyzing relevant risks to the achievement of the co-op's objective and determining the appropriate response. Point of focus. First, risk identification. Risk identification involves recognizing potential risks that could impact the cooperative objectives. For example, a cooperative identifies the risk of cyber attacks compromising member data, and risk analysis and prioritization. The risk analysis and prioritization involve assessing the likelihood and potential impact of identified risks. For example, a cooperative assesses the risk of loan defaults as high priority due to its potential financial impact. And risk management. The risk management involves developing and implementing strategies to mitigate or manage identified risks. For example, a cooperative implements robust cybersecurity measures such as firewalls and encryption to protect members' data from cyber attacks. An effective risk management establishes and maintains process to identify, analyze, and manage risks relevant to achieving a unit goals and objectives. For example, a cooperative regularly reviews and updates its risk assessment processes to ensure it stays relevant and effective in managing risk.
Good day everyone, I am Angela Villar and today I'll be discussing two crucial aspects of our organization's internal controls, assessing the information and communication system and assessing control activities. Assessing control activities. Control activities are the policies and procedures established and implemented to address the risk and to achieve the co-op's objectives. In short, it's about making sure the rules and processes in place are working to manage risk and help the organization meet its goals. Point of focus, severity and frequency of audit findings, specifically on the design of the control, operating effectiveness of the control. The main focus is on evaluating how well the controls are designed, are they built correctly to address the risk, and how effectively the controls are working in practice, are they actually preventing problems. An effective control activity is one that is properly designed and implemented to mitigate the risk. So, a good control activity is one that's properly designed and used to reduce risk. Assessing the information and communication system. Information and communication encompasses the methods for identifying, capturing, and communicating pertinent information in a time frame that enables people to carry out their responsibilities. It's about checking if the ways the company gathers, shares, and uses information are effective. The key is making sure that the right people get the right information at the right time so they can do their jobs properly. This includes information, as the important information identified and collected correctly, and communication, is this information shared effectively with the right people. An effective information and communication system ensures that information relevant to operating the business and the maintenance of internal control and records are identified, captured, and communicated to appropriate individual on a timely basis. So it means a good information and communication system makes sure everyone has the information they need to run the businesses smoothly and maintain good internal controls, the rules and processes that help the business run.
Proper accounting records. Accounting records should satisfy the needs of a particular financial intermediary. These should contain sufficient details to meet management and supervisory needs and should be properly and currently posted. So this means that accounting record should satisfy the needs of financial intermediaries, management, and supervisor by containing sufficient details to support informed decision making and regulatory compliance. This record should be accurately maintained, up to date, and properly posted to ensure transparency, accountability, and timely financial reporting. Ultimately, meetings the requirements of stakeholders and regulatory bodies.
Division of duties and responsibilities. First, duties must be segregated to allow the proper functioning of automatic checks. Separating tasks among different employees ensures that errors or fraud can be detected and prevented through built-in checks and balances. Second, no one person should be in a complete charge of business transaction. It means giving full control to one person increases the risk of mistakes or misuse. Sharing responsibility promotes accountability and oversight. Third, operating instructions for each position should be reduced in writing. It means clearly written procedures help employees understood their rules, ensure consistency, and make it easier to train new staff or audit operations. Signing authorities. First, different levels of officers to sign for and in behalf of the institution should be approved by the board of directors. The board must decide which employees are allowed to sign documents for the company. Second, extent of authority should be clearly defined. It should be clear what each person is allowed to sign or approve.
Dual control required two people to authorize or complete a transaction, reducing the risk of fraud or error.
Moving on to another critical aspect of our internal controls, the next topic I'll be covering under minimum internal control standards are independent balancing, joint custody, and physical control. These elements are essential in ensuring the integrity and effectiveness of our internal control framework. Independent balancing. This means that someone runs and balances records that are normally posted by another person or that someone counts held by another person. Means having a second person check the work of the first. This is a control measure to prevent errors or fraud. For example, if a person A normally keeps and updates the company's financial records, person B independently reviews those records to verify their accuracy. So the goal is to have someone completely separate from the original process verify the numbers to ensure accuracy and reduce the risk of mistakes or intentional manipulation. Joint custody. Joint custody is two or more persons are involved in the safekeeping of physical properties including documents. It means that at least two people are responsible for the security and safekeeping of physical assets such as cash, important documents, or other valuable items. This shared responsibility reduces the risk of theft or loss because no single person has complete control. It is a control measure to enhance security and prevent fraud. And the next one is physical control. Physical control is safeguarding and housing of assets demand adequate physical protection. Physical control includes the vault gate key of equipment, alarms, and other physical devices to protect the premises. It means it refers to the tangible measures taken to protect a company's assets.
Number control involves tracking and verifying numeral sequences to detect missing or unauthorized items.
Knowledge outside activities employees. This is periodic submission of statement of assets and liabilities ascertains the financial status of officers and employees, and any immediate or sudden change in appearance or habits of officers and employees may be indicative of misconduct, particularly when the change reflects spending habits that go beyond the limit of their income. For example, a cooperative requires employees to disclose outside business interests or financial holdings that may conflict with their rule. For instance, a loan officer must disclose if they have a personal loan or business relationship with a loan applicant. Rotation duties. The rotation reduces the opportunity for fraud points to the adaptability of an employee and often results in new ideas for an organization. For example, a cooperative rotates its accounting staff every 2 years to prevent potential fraud and ensures accountability. This rotation also helps identify any discrepancies or irregularities in financial reporting.
Mandatory vacation policy. This policy is closely related to rotation of duty as both result to a forced absence from regular duties. Vacation for those in position of trust must be enforced. So this explains that a mandatory vacation policy requires employees, especially those in position of trust, to take regular time off from their duties. This policy is similar to rotation of duty, as both involve a forced break from regular responsibilities. By enforcing vacation, organizations aim to prevent frauds, errors, or abuse of power by ensuring that someone else temporarily takes over tasks and can detect any irregularities. These policies promote accountability, transparency, and internal control. Direct verification. This pertains to confirmation of action or records by means of direct correspondence with the co-op customers. So, direct verification involves confirming the accuracy of accounts or records by directly contacting the cooperative's customer. This process typically involves sending confirmation requests to customers to verify their transaction balances or other account details. By obtaining direct confirmation from customers, the cooperative can ensure the reliability and accuracy of its financial records, reducing the risk of errors or discrepancies. This process helps to build trust and provide assurance that financial statements are true reflection of cooperative's financial position. Sound personnel policies recruitment. A formal procedure must be followed when employing new people. A check of their previous employment and credit reference is mandatory in order to hire individuals of competence and integrity. Fair salary scale. To attract and keep honest staff, incentives, and other benefits to keep employees' morale high. So this explains that a sound personnel policies involves a formal recruitment procedure to ensure hiring competent and trustworthy individuals. This includes verifying previous employments and credit references. Additionally, a fair salary scale is essential to attract and retain honest staff. Offering incentives and benefits helps maintain high employee morale, motivating them motivating them to perform well and remain with the organization. These policies collectively foster a positive work environment to promote integrity and support of the organization overall success. So again, this is the presentation of Group 8. I am Rayan P. Ortua with Mary Joy Satore, Angela Villar, Geneva De Jesus, and Angela Pormalejo. Thank you guys for listening.